live. This time inspired by the great Bill Kent in Yonkers. Oh, wow. We're going into the United States. We're not just going to the United States, we're going into the United States of America, like north. I don't go north of like Ormond Beach, y'all. So, yeah, Yonkers, New York, and I'm here in Daytona Beach. He just called me. He says, "You haven't seen your live any of your speeches." I don't know if these are really speeches, but I'm gonna go out there and say this. The reason why I'm doing these Facebook lives is because of you all. You're accepting of me here. I've had some serious accusations against me, which like hello, a first degree felony in 2010. These thugs in Rocky River and PNC Bank in 2008 criminally prosecuted for talking to people about Jesus Christ. You know what? I gotta find my venue, my forum, my place of where we're making peace. People aren't gonna be pissed off about. I'm doing the best I can to be tame with y'all here on Facebook Live, and it's fun. I like it. I like to be able to interact with y'all. I don't even see Bill on here, so we literally just I said, you haven't seen your live yet. He probably doesn't know how to do it, but whatever. I'm back. Took a day or two off. I was probably gonna stay off for a few weeks. I thought, but hey, you know what? People are interested in it. So if you're interested in this, and I'm gonna do this, I'm looking for miracles. I'm only interested in supernatural power, movement of God. I'm not, I can preach to you all you want. I can tell you some things that I know, tell you some things I need you to research and develop for me, and come up with ideas for things, and obviously my eyes are, I need people to help me read some things. Bill's talking about coming down, like this month, and I could really use a company. People keep talking about how they want to come down to the beach and hang out, whatever, but, who's come down? Well, just been, I can't say that nobody's came down. Thank you very much. Cause what's up? Back in, what was it, January? That was fun. Just for like a weekend, I think is what it was. And then we hung out a little bit more, but other people here and there. So we're looking at 4:22 in Asia, okay, in the morning. And then of course over here in the United States of America, East Coast time, we're at 4:22 in the afternoon. Market just closed. Ding, 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 ding. For the weekend, it's going to be till Tuesday. Wow. So always stock up on your energy stocks. That's what I always do on Fridays. Stock up on energy companies because you never know what's going to happen during the weekend. It's a little trick that I do. And of course, crypto, early afternoon on Friday because Saturday, stuff comes out. Let me just see if I'm able to resume. Doesn't like that. I think Bill's trying. I should probably get him on here and see if he wants to join. That'd be cool, right? So we do have somebody, and maybe that's he figured it out. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really. I've been in a place in my life, the past really 10 years and more and more and more. I'm going to a point whereby I just want to have peace with people, and I understand the egregious accusations, the abuser, Jason, the deadbeat father is beautiful. Thank you for calling me the pedophile. These are very serious accusations. Danielle Bovilli. Well, hello. I'm an accused fraudster, Danielle. Watch yourself. Drug user, drug dealer, and all these other things. I think these accusations are really serious when we've got the serious crime we got going on here in the United States of America. People don't realize how bad how bad it is in this country. We're doing a good job of manipulating things, making it look like we're a stronger and braver nation than we really are. So I got some time here to get jump on here, Facebook Live. I got a potato on, so I might just put the phone down for a minute. I'm at 16% right now anyway, y'all. We'll see how this goes, how long it'll let me go. It's all good. So I've been running around a little bit today, back and forth. I'm in Daytona Beach right now, and I was in Orlando much earlier. Just got back in, and I'm doing some testing, heavy metals testing. I should have done this like more than 10 years ago. Well, here we are now. Maybe I'll show you one. That's okay. They did the blood test. Also, this is expensive stuff too. And then I did the I peed all day yesterday. Put it into a container, which I showed the picture of the container. on my Facebook story. It's a really exciting time for me. I'm just got like just right eyes, just no visual acuity. Jane, wow, thank you for joining me. And the left eye has definitely been affected, I believe, but it's always been no better than really 20/40 and typically around 2200 and counting fingers about 24 inches. This is counting fingers at, yeah, 4 inches or so, maybe 6 inches, I guess we can go. So with that, I'm finding out we cured and reversed the multiple sclerosis, which is a miracle. That's thankful for Facebook. Do you realize how much this? Oh, what I'm looking for with Facebook, y'all. Bill Kent popping up. I met him through James Peter Trachis in Independence, former state representative of Ohio and now city councilman in Independence, Ohio, which is near Cleveland. He was a friend of Jim Trachis on the. He ran against me in 2008 for United States House of Representatives. I won all the debates, but he won the election. It wasn't even close. It was like 80-20%. Okay, now it's just beeping at me. So it didn't turn off when the battery started getting lower. And we're still on Facebook Live, y'all. So you got me a little longer. And on my baked potato, we're probably at like 20 minutes or something like that. Which I can just let it thaw. Or what do you call that? Thaw. Just let it sit in there. So, okay, then there's urine analysis, there's blood analysis, and then the one that I'm doing personally is the hair tissue analysis. I firmly believe that when you get like, a drug overdose and the police are there, not the police anymore as much as it's just the, medics. I think you did something to cause that. If you overdose from heroin and fentanyl, I think that you probably did something to cause that. Okay, I think when you get cancer or you get like COPD, I always talk about this. You'd say you get, oh, how about that? You just got whatever STD you got, and you're with some guy or girl. You wonder, well, how'd this happen? I think you did something to cause that. Okay, fine. I got it. The Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. I think still onset came because of something. Because there's so many people that are not affected with LHON. And then I got also multiple sclerosis. So I think you're doing something that not only caused it, but also continuing the progression of it. All right? So there's a way then to reverse these things. And that goes in anything in life, I mean, I've attracted some things in my life whereby it's just not there anymore. And whatever the case is. So here I am now. I've got the opportunity to hang out with some people. I do need I need some eyes, people to help me read some things, and more than ever, I need people to. But at the same time, I become more vulnerable. I've been working with attorneys and expert witnesses and therapists who really evaluated me, whereby I've allowed myself to be abused so much with regard to, it's called disability abuse, and government has manipulated things, and obviously diagnosed 17 years ago with multiple sclerosis. Danielle, that is so awesome to hear that, and you're still okay. That is awesome. What are you doing with it anyway? Monica Hall. This is an interesting one. Monica Hall, she came to me on Messenger, requested me to be her friend. And I think she is in, I want to say, I thought it was New York. I saw somewhere on there. Also, what's up, Monica? And then also another thing that was interesting. Like 2 or 3 days ago, there was a gel person, GEL, and her name is Angela. So you're gonna come to my Facebook. You're gonna come to anything in me in life, no matter what it is. I expect you to be healthy, not you to do anything. Just divine, effortless success for because of my anointing, whatever's in me. I've noticed this about people. You're gonna have more cash than ever before. Be able to be involved in bigger transactions, have nicer homes. Yeah, Monica. I was curious, like, who really is this Monica person? Because I think you had a whole lot of pictures up on there. I like to see that, pictures of people like to show who they are and stuff like that, and of course where you're living, but also healthy. It just happens, and you're gonna be happy, peaceful. Things are gonna go easier in your life than ever before. That's how it's to be. And then of course, in Angel's situation, she won $120,000 from me. She literally asked me for $120,000, which you can't be doing that on Facebook, y'all. But there's ways you could be sneaky about it and ask, Jason, can you pray for me regarding this property? I want $120,000. I don't know where that came from, for this property here in the Philippines. And she says she's 25 years old, and so we're going to believe for these miracles right there on the spot. That just, what, more than $120,000 is there, whether it's it's in your best interest or not. Hey, you have a desire for it. God allowed you to have that desire. Now, let's say you want to hurt somebody. Well, guess what? God's going to put protection on that person because of me. I make crooked paths straight, and you're going to be set straight too. So it'll be interesting to see how these things work out. But I expect better than that $120,000 house that you won in the Philippines or whatever it might be. And not just that, this young lady said she's 25. I couldn't see her being over 15. I'm not the best judge of this kind of stuff, but who knows? Maybe, Philippines, they can have Facebook accounts down to like 12 years old, I guess, which is interesting. So she said she was hungry, and of course, the Americans are supposed to be the ones who have all the money, which reality is Americans are the poorest people. We're like a fourth world country here. We've got poor people all up and down US 1 here in Florida. A lot of prostitution, heavy prostitution, children being used into slavery, way worse than slavery in this, sex system that we have, girls getting pregnant, running off to welfare systems, and of course they go to divorce courts, whatever it might be. You will fight the fight, Danielle of MS. Tell us about your symptoms and what you've been doing. I know a lot of people do get on disease modifying drugs, and curious what your newest MRIs have shown. So you've had it since 2004 or about thereabouts, 2003. I was diagnosed in 97. I had a severe exacerbation back in 2015. Thanks for sharing that though with us, Danielle. I'm just gonna stand with you and believe that this is a fun time for you to find opportunities to customize your lifestyle to take multiple sclerosis and have it below your feet. And we're gonna be blessed by it. I'm being blessed by really interesting things I never expected, such as being blind and being blessed with multiple divorces. I never would have expected that. I'm into this love for life forever. And then of course, I didn't expect this problem of being in these clouds all day. Today it was beautiful sunny sky today, and here I am, got a little bit wet from the rain and stuff. But hey, the reality is this: I'm in Florida. I take it. I lived in Ohio for so long. I had to put up with all this cold weather and SNOW stuff, and I love it down here in Florida. Wow. Then I'm a lot closer to the Caribbean islands, of course. I just jump on a plane, whether it be in Orlando, Fort Lauderdale. Those are the main two I take down to whatever island I want to shoot off to. So yeah, it seems weird, like you got a girl popping up, 25 years old, asking you for 125, which it is weird. And I expect supernatural moves of divine power of God to be happening right here in this channel and everywhere in my life. I do receive you all coming to me, and I allow you to partake of me, of my anointing. And that's big on, Philippians 1:7. But then furthermore, not just that, I love the beautiful women, all right? So I'm not into monogamy anymore. Serial monogamy is disgusting. It's gross. People are beating themselves up with it. It's worse than any kind of BDSM. It's horrible in America. They're just going from one to the next to the next to the next. I love all of my lovers forever. And that's what I declare for all y'all, that you just stop being like these Americans are, which is bitterness, anger, and revenge, and rage, and just weird stuff, y'all. It's unhealthy, So, 'cause I'm polyamorous, I learned about the polyamory lifestyle in 2017, and it really just works for me. So I'm happy with it. But here's the thing: with that, it's about beauty, And I'm a nudist, so I put up my pictures on Facebook, me nude. Okay, so Danielle says she was put on Tecfidera. It's a disease-modifying drug. It's a pill, and also diagnosed with optic neuritis, which is what I'm going through right now. Which is eye right here is nothing, no visual acuity. Visual field it's actually improving. I'd say we're at 20% to 40% able to see the blue sky since the last few days actually, and the newest pop up. Well, actually, I just talked to a neurologist today. They're gonna do an NMO test, neuromyelitis optica. These people are coming to my lives just amazingly. It's like totally divinely, to look at these different things. NMO is basically you get these antibodies that fight against your body. It's not an autoimmune kind of thing. Aquaphora 4, something like that. So, and I posted it up on my body album that I looked at, I learned about this thing before my ophthalmologist ever even mentioned it to me. She just mentioned it to me like, what was it, Wednesday? Yeah. She called me. I don't do doctors, y'all. Okay, so yeah, no new lesions for Danielle. Take it by day by day. Well, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm not on any kind of disease modifying drugs. Nothing for MS. Um, I'm on the Roy Swank diet basically, which his practice has been passed to Dr. McDougall. So that's good, great. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah, Tecfidera for 4 years. That's basically it basically turns off your immune system to stop fighting against itself. I don't recommend that kind of stuff. And this whole COVID thing is real. I mean, you're gonna when you got these little things, and then of course the little offshoots of it or whatever. It's dangerous. So we're at 10%. I'm tempted to just go plug you in. Let's do that. I'm gonna see if we don't lose reception though, because I don't have any good reception over here. Okay, guess what? Now we are charging and you are with me, and therefore you can't lose me. Ha ha. And we are at, I'm not sure if you can see that, 9 minutes. Alright, so we can go longer now. How cool is that? I don't want to mess around with, losing the battery. That's great though. Really good information, Danielle, about your MS. And then the optic neuritis, that's what I'm going through right now. It's just popped up again. It started out with that 1997, and I've had a few weeks at a time throughout the past 10 years whereby it would be out for like a week. My vision, both sides would be bad, but this whole thing, I'm pretty sure, is actually heavy metal related optic neuritis. And that's why I'm doing all the heavy metal testing. But I definitely need, like I said, I gotta, get some accountability around me. And the one big thing in my life, I've had people really steal things from me and whatever. I mean, you can't be putting yourself in situations where people are just gonna just take. And it's because of my eyesight. And there's situations where you can, what? I had maintenance came in today, and they look at my wall. Wow, it's all like scratched up. I mean, you can get that what do you call that Mr. Hammer thing, that little white pad thing, and it just scrubs right off of the walls. Don't worry about repainting that kind of stuff. But I don't have it's not on me anyway. I mean, so think we've been doing pretty good here with regard to accountability around us, you know, because Facebook's got some pretty good standards, strict with me, obviously. I'm just doing the, you know, being as tame as I can be with y'all here, and of course, it's working, I think, at Facebook Live. YouTube is throwing a fit about some of my videos because I don't support white supremacy. And they would take down some of my videos, accuse me of things and all that. I do these from Aldi. I mean, I went through this pretty fast. Oh wait, you probably can't even tell. I'm just kind of seeing what's around here, and of course, also what I've gotten at Aldi is trying to make some conversation, y'all. You know, but look at this. We got two people, you know, that talk about MS and optic neuritis things. You know, Monica Hall popped back up again. But here's the thing. What I'm interested in, okay, with regard to the women, I've done the whole taking care of women financially, and you do the American dating thing, traditionally dating and all that stuff, and marriage. It doesn't. I'm finding my place, okay. You know, these accusations are beautiful. I receive it. That's awesome. But the reality is, it doesn't have to be that way. People don't have to feel like they need to accuse you of things. There's people out there that, like Mike Tyson. I used to look up to him because I liked his work ethic. I'll be ready for my next opponent when my trainer tells me I'm ready for my next opponent. But what got him to where he was? And when he was a teenager, he was intriguing life, okay? But I looked into the guy, and he literally felt like he was being loved. I'm into love. What triggers a person, you know? He said literally that he felt like he was being loved when he was hurting people. He felt the most love when he was literally hurting people. So there's people like that out there. And they're targeting persons with disabilities here in the United States of America. And then, of course, they think they can take care of these blacks who came across this ocean, which they're Africans at this point. And then, of course, they become African, just as slaves for a while. And then we're helping these people, get them jobs. And yeah, you're taking them away from their family, y'all. So it's the whole American system. It's a constitution. A constitution was created and designed for plantation owners. Women were not able to vote. Children were nothing. You can read what the Constitution is all about. So this country is all, it's not, I mean, we can say it's capitalism or whatever. It is a communist country. Still under this, there's still some monarchy going on. There's some anarchy going on, extreme communism, pockets of totalitarianism. Cleveland, obviously, Cleveland, Ohio, obviously, most cities, Orlando, for example, just came from there, whereby they have the city, you know, owning and operating the water system ways into their homes. They'll cut you off, you know, kind of thing. So, hey, we're holding strong at 10% here. That's just a little example of the totalitarian regime of the terrorist state of the United States of America. This is a terrorist state. There's pockets of like Al Qaeda, there's pockets of what, ISIS kind of thing or whatever. But America, the United States of America, is extreme terrorist. And they're deceiving people who are about 18, 19 years old, and of course in their 40s, to come work for their regime, their terrorist organization under what they call the United States Armed Forces, Army, you know, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and these people think they're doing a good thing for, you know, fighting for their country and giving back. And we got this whole, you know, independence, my Independence Day, and I expect you to, you know, go with me on this, is our Independence Day, our birth date, our Declaration of Independence. Yeah, May 19th, 1925. There was a man who stepped it up, Malcolm X. He was born on that beautiful day, May 19th. You know, this is a man who told the truth, and people were looking at him like saying that he was hateful and he was, you know, trying to start stuff. This man was so loving. All I did was love people, and they don't understand that in this country. So I see this issue, and it's like people are looking to they're not looking to actually like they want to destroy. Seriously, it's how people are in this country. They don't know how to love, and it's the culture with the way that people are raised in this country, and of course the way our system is designed. I love the hashtag Me Too movement, and we had a guy just get out recently, Bill Cosby, under that whole thing. From the nuts, I was the almonds, or I don't know, maybe the walnut or something. I'm pulling out with my tongue. But you see how it's designed in this country for. I was just talking to my Uber rider. It's designed to, destroy man, father. Motherhood is mocked. Of course, they're doing ultrasounds, which is what? So dangerous for the child. I can talk about that. I've already got videos on YouTube about that, but then you got the fentanyl that they're using at birth. Most countries don't do these kind of things, y'all. So I'm into. I like Shannon Sharp. I made a video about this on my YouTube. Maybe I put it up on Facebook too. I don't know. Partnering with beautiful women rather than sponsoring them. That's where I am right here with y'all on Facebook. I partnered with David Evanson on the book called Waking Up Dead People. It's the series on immortality. These churches want you to get all excited about dying, and religion says, oh, you're going to go to a better heaven place when you die. I can't find that in the Bible. Holy Bible. King James Version only. So I'm here to be real with you, transparent. You're getting me. Who posts their STD results? Perfect. Who posts their medical records online? We are done. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Hold on a minute. See, I just can't see now. I got to put my face close. Hold on a second. All right. So I gotta put my face. I cut up the thing to see where the button is to turn it off. Which I could actually see kind of from here, but then when I get closer, whatever. So I think transparency is where I've been so successful with people, and just whatever adventures in which I'm involved, the books, But yeah, I'm all about partnering with y'all, Beautiful women. I like to publish books about you and with pictures, and obviously the Ukrainian women, Russian women, Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, New Zealand. There's some men I look up to. I mean, obviously I'm a big supporter of Russell James. I just mentioned it, publishing books about beautiful women. Tyson Beckford, what's up? Yeah. I'm used to basketball, whatever the big names are. I mean, point guards, obviously. Steph Curry, what are you going to say about that kid, It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. 35 feet, shooting like 45% from out there. Right now, I'm getting pain. I'm on 60 milligrams of prednisone. I'm on pain. I got pain right now in my right eye. Really weird. Who gets pain in their eyes, So yeah, I'm really just finding myself in a point whereby you'd think that most people would be like, oh, you're going blind. I know how to take. We're getting through these things. Like the MS thing that popped up for me, my newest exacerbation, Danielle, 2015. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't see the MRIs. I was just thrown in the hospital by friends, and this is going good for me. This is going good. My whole left side of my body was shut down. Well, look at me now, boy. What's up? I can look back and show you like Danielle. She's got no new lesions because of the Tecfidera. I'm not on any disease-modifying drugs. I was on Tecfidera. I never paid a penny for it for maybe 2 or 3 months, by the way. Maybe 3 or 4 months. I could have been developing PML. I don't know. But anyway, I had headaches that I'd take it in the morning at 8 o'clock. Headache would pop up around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've done many different, back in the 90s I did Avonex. Obviously I did, what's it called? Copaxone, which is actually Glatopa. They gave me that, They have these finance departments that will come out and just like, cause don't do your insurance, y'all. Got these big insurance companies that pay for all that stuff. Just these are drugs, y'all, that cost like $24,000 to $26,000 every month or every 6 weeks. Who wants to pay for that anyway? Right? That's a great report, though. I mean, no new lesions for Danielle. On the Tecfidera, I've heard great reports about Tecfidera keeping the lesions down. And then, of course, I gotta get to this. I'll just do it anyway. But I just don't. Just throw it out, Okay, then I got the, what do you call that? Interferons, beta interferon things. I did those leg or whatever, but they have an accident in the 1990s, but nothing. It's, for me, it's really the diet. As you can see, I'm eating, potato with, when I get some kale. Let's do that. Let's do this. We're at what? I'll show you how I do it. 13%.